What if I told you that the hero of Zootopia and the villain of Zootopia are the same character, not similar, not kind of alike? The same backstory, same wound, same dream, same rage. The only difference between Judy Hopps and Don Bellwether, the only thing that kept Judy from becoming the most dangerous mammal in Zootopia, was a single encounter on a single afternoon with a con artist fox who had every reason to walk away. Remove Nick Wilde from the equation, and Judy doesn't just fail. She becomes Bellwether, and once you see it, you will never watch this movie the same way again. Let's start with what the movie actually tells us about these two characters, because the parallels aren't subtle, they're surgical. Judy Hopps is a bunny from a small rural town. She's told from childhood that she can't be a police officer. Her own parents try to talk her out of it. Gideon Gray literally slaps her across the face and tells her she's nothing. And what does Judy do? She ignores all of it. She claws her way through the police academy, graduates top of her class, and earns her badge. Now, look at Bellwether. She's a sheep, another small prey animal, in a city that claims anyone can be anything. She works her way up to assistant mayor, which sounds impressive until you hear her describe the job herself. She's stuffed in a broom closet. She's barked at, belittled, used as a political prop, and treated like she's invisible. Both of them are small prey mammals in a society that says it values equality, but actually runs on the same old hierarchies. Both of them are told, not in words, but in how they're treated every single day, that they don't belong at the table. And here's the critical piece that most people miss. Both of them believe in the system at first. Judy believes that if she works hard enough, Zootopia will accept her. And at some point, Bellwether believed the same thing. She had to. You don't become assistant mayor on pure cynicism. At some point, Bellwether thought the system would reward her. It didn't. It shoved her in a closet and forgot her name. The difference between them isn't who they are, it's what happens next. Here's what makes this terrifying. The movie actually shows us the exact moment where Judy almost breaks. It's day one. She's just been assigned parking duty, the most humiliating job a cop can get. Chief Bogo didn't even try to hide what he was doing. He looked at the first rabbit officer in Zootopia's history and said, in front of everyone, "You're a meter maid." Not because she was unqualified, not because she lacked training, because she was a bunny. That's it. And watch what Judy does that night. She comes home to her cramped apartment with paper-thin walls. Her neighbors are screaming at each other, and she calls her parents, and lies. She tells them everything is great. That smile on her face, that's not optimism. That is a mammal in survival mode, refusing to admit that the system she bet her entire life on just spit her out. But it's day two that matters. Judy is sitting in her car, and she literally beats her head against the steering wheel, trying to convince herself she's a real cop. She says it out loud. I am a real cop. I am a real cop. That is not a character in control. That's someone on the edge. Now, think about Bellwether. Bellwether sat in that broom closet for months, maybe years. No one beat their head against a steering wheel for her. No one was coming to give her a case, a chance, a reason to keep believing. Every day was the same. Be useful, be quiet, be a sheep. Bellwether didn't have one bad day at the ZPD. She had a career of bad days, with no expiration date and no rescue coming. Judy almost snapped on day two. Bellwether had been enduring her version of day two for longer than we can count. And nobody showed up for her. This is the part that changes everything, and it's the detail the movie trusts you to figure out on your own. When Nick Wilde tells Judy the truth about Zootopia on that first day, when he says, "Everyone comes to Zootopia thinking they can be whatever they want." Well, you can't. You can only be what you are. Sly fox, dumb bunny. He's not trying to help her. He's trying to get rid of her. But what he actually does is give Judy something Bellwether never got. A mirror. Nick forces Judy to see the city as it actually is, not the brochure version, not the anthem. The real Zootopia, a place where species determines destiny, where prejudice is baked into every interaction, where a fox can't walk into an ice cream parlor without being treated like a criminal. And this is crucial. Judy resists that mirror at first. She fights it. She insists she's different, that she's proof the system works. But Nick keeps showing up. He's rude and sarcastic and dismissive, but he's also honest. He's the first person in Judy's life who tells her the truth without an agenda. Her parents wanted her safe, Bogo wanted her gone, Bellwether wanted her useful. Nick just wanted to be left alone, and in doing so, he accidentally became the most important person in Judy's life. Because here's what Nick gives Judy that nobody gave Bellwether: a relationship with a predator. An actual, real, complicated friendship with someone on the other side of the divide. Before Nick, Judy carried the same fear her parents had. Remember, she brings fox repellent to Zootopia. She flinches when she first sees Nick in that Hawaiian shirt. Her bias is real. She just hasn't been tested on it yet. But through Nick, Judy is forced to reckon with her own prejudice in real time. She sees Nick get refused service. She hears his story about the muzzle. She watches a mammal she's come to care about live under the weight of the same system that was crushing her. And that experience, that singular personal connection, is what Bellwether never had. Bellwether surrounded herself with other sheep, other prey, other mammals who confirmed what she already believed. She never had a Nick. She never had someone who was both a victim of the system and a challenge to her worldview at the same time. And without that, her pain had nowhere to go but inward and then outward. And if you're still not convinced, the movie gives you one final devastating piece of proof: the press conference. This is the moment the film shows you exactly what Judy looks like without Nick's influence. This is Judy becoming Bellwether in real time. She stands at that podium and tells all of Zootopia that predators might be reverting to their savage biological instincts. She says it might be in their DNA. She doesn't say it with malice, she says it with fear, but the effect is the same. In that single moment, Judy Hopps, the hero, does more damage to predator-prey relations than Bellwether had accomplished in months of scheming. Think about that. Bellwether needed a lab, a chemist, a sniper, dart guns, and a months-long conspiracy to tear Zootopia apart. Judy did it with one press conference and a microphone. And watch what happens immediately after. Nick confronts her, and Judy reaches for her fox repellent. Instinctively, the one her parents gave her, the one she swore she'd never need. In that single reflex, every bit of growth she'd experienced through knowing Nick evaporates. She reverts to exactly what she was before she met him: a scared prey animal who sees predators as a threat. Nick walks away, and without him, Judy doesn't double down on the investigation. She doesn't fight harder, she quits. She goes home to Bunnyburrow, puts on an apron, and sells carrots next to the same fox who slapped her as a child. The girl who was going to change the world gave up in less than a week. Now extend that timeline. Imagine Judy doesn't have the chance to come back. Imagine Nick never forgives her. Imagine she stays in that carrot stand for a year, 2 years, 5 years, stewing in the knowledge that she was right about the system being broken, but wrong about her ability to fix it. That's not just failure. That's the origin story of a villain, because that is exactly what happened to Bellwether. The movie even tells you this through the characters' names. A bellwether is literally the sheep that leads the flock. It's the one with the bell around its neck, the one the others follow. Dawn Bellwether's name isn't just clever wordplay, it's a thesis statement. She's the leader who could have led Zootopia somewhere better, but she was never given the chance, so she decided to lead it somewhere worse. And look at what Bellwether actually offers Judy in the museum. Right before the climax, she says, "We'll be unstoppable." She's not threatening Judy, she's recruiting her. Because Bellwether sees in Judy exactly what we've been talking about this entire video: a fellow small prey animal who knows the system is rigged, who has been chewed up by it, and who might be willing to burn it down. Bellwether isn't surprised that Judy found the conspiracy. She's counting on it. The whole plan was always going to lead here, to a moment where the hero and the villain stand face to face, and the villain says, "You and I are the same." And the horrifying part, she's not wrong. The only reason Judy says no is because she already had the one thing that Bellwether never did: the memory of what it felt like to have a predator look at her, not as a bunny, not as a cop, not as a symbol, but as a friend. Nick's friendship didn't just save Judy's career, it saved her soul. Zootopia isn't really a movie about a bunny who becomes a cop. It's about two small mammals who lived the same life and arrived at opposite destinations. Judy got a fox who told her the truth. Bellwether got a lion who shoved her in a closet. That's it. That is the entire distance between a hero and a villain. And the most unsettling part, Zootopia knows it. The movie doesn't hide this. It puts it right in front of you, in the press conference, in the fox repellent, in that final confrontation in the museum, and trusts you to put the pieces together. Judy Hopps was one bad day, one missing friendship, one empty chair away from being the most dangerous mammal in Zootopia, and she almost got there anyway. So the next time you watch this movie, don't just watch Bellwether as the villain, watch her as the warning, because she's not showing you what evil looks like, she's showing you what happens when no one shows up. If this video changed the way you see Zootopia, drop a comment telling me which scene hits different now. And if you haven't already, check out my breakdown of why Tigress had it worse than Tai Lung, because Disney and DreamWorks both understand that the real villain is never who you think it is.